Welcome to Friday's Briefing Room, everyone. Here's what's going on out there in the field. Today's topic? You've heard some of the complaints. Sobek's trash. Worst map in rotation. Auto leave when it pops. But here's the thing. I don't think Sobek's broken. I actually like the map. It's different. It's a little misunderstood, but it's different. The question is, can I play this map, survive more than I die, and actually adjust to the lack of traditional battlefield flow? Today we're breaking down why Sobek frustrates a lot of players, what's actually different about it, whether the hate's justified, and one thing I'd make that could have made the whole thing sing. So let's start with some of the receipts. Players have been roasting Sobek literally since week 1. Worst map in the game. Rooftop campers ruin everything. Zero flow, just chaos. You scroll through the threads and you'll see heat. And hate. One Reddit post hit 2K upvotes in under 24 hours with a full diagram showing how every sightline coverage is on the center tower. Another one on Steam reviews the map as a vertical death funnel. And to be fair, they're not entirely wrong. Sobek looks like a standard 3-lane urban map, but it's not. It's an inverted funnel. Everything collapses inward. Every alley, every route, every climb eventually leads to the single building in the middle. The problem is, players think they're getting 3 choices. They're not. They're getting one choke point painted 3 different colors. Cover is inconsistent. Ground squads cross open plazas while rooftop snipers get perfect elevation and uninterrupted angles. That disparity creates psychological pressure. Players feel like they're losing before they even hit the first objective. Sobek also kills the wide flank meta. There's no sneak around route in this chaos. Every path has a clear line of sight from the high ground. You're trapped in a gun funnel. You see it immediately. Tracer lines slicing from above, a small spawn push stalled mid-crossing. Every move feels like you're trying to sprint across a runway while someone's painting you with a laser. So let's translate that into how it actually affects the match and why it matters. Battlefield's magic isn't the gunplay, it's the flow. When a map breaks flow, everything else collapses. Flow's that rhythm you feel when a squad push, or vehicle flank, or air support sinks into motion. Sobek interrupts that rhythm like a hard cut in the middle of a soundtrack. Vehicles lose their ability to reposition. Streets are too tight. Debris funnels armor into predictable choke points. Infantry predictability follows. Spawn paths overlap, and reinforcements feed into the same meat grinder. Momentum stalls, morale tanks, and the match turns into a spawn timer simulator. In a game session I recently had, we ran to the closest control points as fast as we could to claim them. Within a few minutes, we lost all the control points. The opposing side controlled the entire map. Several times we had that timer warning pop up that we were going to auto-lose the match. This all happened within minutes of starting. And during the entire time, the entire team spent the next several minutes respawning in 3 predictable lanes. Our transport vehicles were just mobile spawn coffins. Every attempt to re-enter through the middle was sniped as we rounded corners. This went on for several matches. The map's layout punishes improvisation and speed. You either dominate early or spend the rest of the match trying to get from point A to point B. And because of how HQ sightlines work, one team's advantage snowballs fast. The first rooftop capture gives direct vision into all the ways you can get across the map. Once that's locked, assault engineers and medics can just leapfrog through the middle of the map and wipe out anyone trying to stay in cover from the snipers. The irony? That's intentional. DICE has been pushing for tighter cinematic encounters, faster loops for shorter session players. Sobek's the experiment. And like most experiments, it looks great in a design document and rough in live fire. Okay, so that's the diagnosis. Now let's talk about what we could do about surviving this map. I mean, besides quitting the lobby entirely. And yes, I've seen several people do that. Well, one, you could use lateral momentum early. Forget the middle of the map for the first minute. Hit the capture points on the outside to establish some control. Those first 60 seconds define the next 10 minutes. Let the objective chasers run and rush the center. Let them spot the opposing team positions for you. You could also force rooftop distraction. You don't need to win the sniper duel, you'll just need to make them move. Grenade stairwells, choke the zip lines, and rocket the access windows. If your squad has air support, coordinate and burn that rooftop until the other team starts second-guessing spawn options. The more nervous they get, the more room you earn down on the ground. Another option is a capture and relocate. Sobek rewards nomads, not landlords. If you're holding a flag longer than a minute, you're already losing it. Capture, rotate, repeat. Treat each zone like a relay baton, not a base. Choose some smart loadouts. Bring smoke grenades and recon sensors. Pair assault with engineer for mobility and repair coverage. If you're running solo, prioritize speed over armor. Submachine guns and light LMGs thrive in short-range chaoses like this map. You want tools that let you disrupt and not entrench. Then you got some squad discipline. Assign micro roles. 1 distraction, 1 support, 1 overwatch, 1 capture. A coordinated 4-man squad can dismantle a rooftop camper zone in under 30 seconds if everyone times their play right. Those tactics won't make Sobek balanced, but they turn it in from a auto-quit to contested ground. And remember, the buildings isn't dead center. One team always spawns closer, which means one side's uphill fight starts from the loading screen. So, adjust accordingly. So yeah, Sobek's not perfect, but it's not unplayable either. Now, zoom out. Sobek's not a failure. It's not broken. It's not the worst map ever. It's a prototype. It's DICE's way of trying to merge classic conquest with strike point speed. Smaller battle zones, faster engagements, more quote-unquote accessible chaos. The side effect is a loss of space, something Battlefield's always lived on. Compare Sobek to Pearl Market from Battlefield 4. Pearl Market gave you the lateral room, some multi-level traversal, and vehicle depth. Sobek compressed it all into one vertical AoE. That compression makes Sobek look cinematic, tight, dynamic, and photogenic, but it also strips away what veterans expected: freedom of movement. You can feel that identity clash every time you spawn in. Still, there's potential. A rework with a destructible core building, think Siege of Shanghai skyscraper, could completely change how players interact. You'd get risk-reward gameplay, hold the top for vision, or blow it to deny snipers. That would make Sobek legendary instead of loathed. DICE could add dynamic events, a sandstorm that limits rooftop vision, or randomized flood levels that change cover. Give players something unpredictable again. At the end of the day, Sobek's a mirror of Battlefield 6's growing pains. It's a map that wants to be tactical, but keeps tripping over its own geometry. It's trying to make every fight cinematic, even if it means killing the sandbox. And that's your briefing room update for Friday. Me personally, I don't have a problem with Sobek. I think it's interesting precisely because it isn't a typical Battlefield map. It forces you to unlearn some habits, and that's where growth really happens. If I could change one thing, I'd make the tall building fully destructible, like Siege of Shanghai. Turn it into an event, not an obstacle. That one design choice would transform Sobek from a meme to a moment. I've been queuing specifically for Sobek lately just to get reps in, to see if I can out-adapt the map instead of out-complain it. And every match I learn something new about its angles, its quirks, and its silent little rules. That's what Battlefield used to be about. breeding chaos until it makes sense. What about you? What's your take on Sobek? What would be your fix? Drop it below. And before you roll out, check the Awareness Spotlight of the month. Each month, I highlight a veteran-focused organization doing real work. This month, it's Day of the Deployed, supporting deployed service members and their families through outreach, resources, and connection. Links in the description if you want to read more or support them directly. Thank you all for watching and for showing up. This is your briefing room. Till the next one. Out.